What up, reader fam? Welcome back to my channel. It is currently 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep, so I decided to turn the camera on and take a bookish quiz because maybe this will put me to sleep. I don't think it's gonna put me to sleep. I had coffee earlier and so I think I'm just not sleeping tonight. But we're gonna be taking a BuzzFeed bookish quiz that I found that I just thought would be fun. It's essentially gonna tell me how much of a book lover I am. The quiz's title is if 34 out of 50 of these bookish things give you a boost of serotonin, then you're 100% a bookworm. I'm gonna leave the quiz down below in the description for you guys to take along with me, and be sure to let me know down below in the comments your results. But without further ado, let's get started. Let's see if I'm 100% a bookworm or if I'm 100% not a bookworm. I feel like I'm 100% a bookworm. I don't even think I need to go through this checklist to know that, but we're gonna do it anyway. Check off all that apply to you. Alright, here we go. When you find out the book you've been eagerly anticipating will be narrated by your favorite audiobook narrator. Honestly, I mean, yeah, that's nice, but like, I never really pay attention to audiobook narrators though. Like, I never track which narrators narrate my favorite audiobooks, but like, maybe I should do that. Maybe that's a thing I should do. Can't check that one, doesn't apply to me when you get to put the final book of a series next to the others on your shelf. Yes, that truly gives me serotonin. Like, it just makes me so happy. There's something so satisfying about placing that last book next to all the other books and it just being complete. Mind you, typically when I do that, I still have like 2 or 3 books left in the series to get caught up to that last book, but like, I still get the serotonin. We're checking it. That first moment you walk into a bookstore, ooh, the instant serotonin you feel, it's just punches you in the gut. No, but truly, every time I walk into a bookstore, I feel all sorts of happiness. No sadness, anxiety, poof, heart is happy. It's kind of wild how it's able to do that though. Like, what's the secret? I must know. Same thing applies to libraries for me too. We're checking it. When your friend reads the book you recommended, does this give me serotonin? It only gives me serotonin if they like are obsessed with it and they get it. They get why I recommended it. That's the only time when I feel the serotonin. If they've come to me and they've read it and they don't have much to say about it, then I feel nothing. I feel sad, if anything. I feel numb because clearly that book did nothing for them. And that is a sad day for me, my friends. I'm gonna go ahead and check it though. When you hit exactly 50% on your ebook progress bar, honestly, that doesn't really do anything for me. I more so get excited when I hit like the 75% point because that means I've actually stuck with the book and I've made it close to the end. Whereas 50%, I'm like, I still got a lot of work to do. A lot of the times I'll get to 50% and I'll be like, I still have 50% left? I thought I was flying through this book. When your favorite author announces a new book, yes, 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 I'm still waiting for Ransom Riggs to announce this next book. Good thing I've got Victoria Schwab popping books out left and right, so I don't have to worry about her. Click. When your favorite author's new book is even better than you'd hoped. Listen, the anxiety I get going into my favorite author's new book and being like, dear God, I hope I like this, because what happens if I don't like it? What does that say about them being my favorite author? Not to say you can't like a book by your favorite author, but it just makes me question if they are still my favorite author if I don't like one of their books. Like, what does that say? What is that telling me? It just makes me nervous. I want to love every book my favorite author releases, but realistically that's not practical. Click. When 2 characters who have been dancing around each other finally get together. Really depends on the situation. Like, if it's a slow burn romance, I'm all about it. When they finally hop in the love boat, I'm like, here for it. But if it's a situation where we know they're gonna end up together, I just could care less. I'm just like, yeah, it's about time you get together. We all knew you were getting together. What took you so long? I just feel like I've read a lot of books where that's the situation, where like, we know they're getting together and it's taken them forever to finally get together. We have to have some fake tension between the two. We have to have some conflicts, some arguments, some lack of communication before they're able to get together. Even though we know they're getting together. We know. I'll click it. When a character and their best friend have a beautiful talk about how much they mean to each other, it hits me every time. Poke the heart. Poke, poke, poke. I just love books that surround friendships in general, and when you have that heart-to-heart moment and you just feel the depths of their friendship, the serotonin. Okay, we're clicking it. When chapters start on the right page and end on the left page. When chapters start on the right page and end on the left page. I actually like it the other way. I like when chapters start on the left page and end on the right page. Yeah? Is that how I like it? Wow, this is hurting my brain. Why is this hurting my brain? So I can't check that one. I don't know why, but that just feels right to me. Like, when it starts on the left side and ends on the right side, that just is beautiful. A masterpiece. Nothing is better than that. Can't click that one. When a cast member is announced for an adaptation and they look exactly like how you pictured them in your head. I mean, yes, that's always nice. I will say though, I remember when Jennifer Lawrence was first cast as Katniss for the Hunger Games and I was like, she ain't my Katniss. That is not Katniss. I don't see Katniss on her face. Now I just like, she's Katniss. Like, she became Katniss. How did that happen? How did she do it? Clicking it. When you didn't predict a book's twist the first time you read it, but once reread, you understand how all the pieces fit into place. That is definitely a nice feeling, but I feel like it's almost better when you can pick up on all the pieces and fit them into place the first time around. Like, that, there is, like, you're a genius if you do that. Like, you feel like a genius. genius. You're like, Einstein, try me. But I will say that this does things for me, so I'm gonna click it. When your favorite side character gets a spin-off novel. Have any of my favorite side characters gotten spin-offs? I don't think so. I think Kenji got a novella, if I remember correctly, but like, I don't think any of my favorite characters have gotten spin-offs. Wait, technically Kale from Throne of Glass got a spin-off. Does that count? I'll count it. That did make me really happy because that book, Tower of Dawn, hot diggity dang, it was great. Let me tell you. And Irene, that character, we don't deserve her, but we got her and we keeping her. Check. Book smell. Yeah. Yeah. Could always go for a good sniff sniff. You smelling fresh today. Actually, kind of smell like a hotel room. Check. Checking out books from the library. Yes. What's even better is when you check out books from the library and you actually read the books that you checked out. Now that really is life altering. Does it ever happen for me? No. Check. Browsing the shelves of a bookstore or library. Yes. Always. Yes. I always feel like really bad if I'm with somebody when I go to a bookstore because like, I'm gonna be there for 5 hours. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Like, this is my life. This is what happens when I walk into a bookstore. Like, I just get lost. I just get sucked into every book title ever. Even if I've seen every book ever on those shelves, I'm still gonna be like reading the description of every book, looking at every single book cover. I'm gonna be sniffing those books. Like, I just can't help myself. I feel like I should start having conversations with people before I go to a library or a bookstore with them and just be like, yo, do you know what you're signing up for? You're not really going to a library or a bookstore with me. You're going to a library or a bookstore with a die-hard book lover. Do you understand what that means? We will not interact at this bookstore. The only interaction we will have is me showing you books that I've read, and me recommending you books that I've read, and me showing you all the books that I have that I haven't read, and me freaking out about books that I don't have yet. That's who you're going on this little excursion with. You've been warned. Check. Finding the book you want on sale. Ooh, it hits. It hits different. Originally it's like $15 and you're getting it for 10 and you're like, score! I can save that $5 for my next book. Because yes, that's typically where my mind goes. Check. When a friend borrows a book and returns it in pristine condition. I mean, yeah, but what's even better is when the friend actually returns the book. That is the sign of a true friend. Keep that friend close to you. That friend is a keeper. Don't let them exit your life. They're a ride or die. They have proved themselves. Check. When you read a book outside your normal genre and you love it. Definitely, but honestly, props to people who like actually read outside their favorite genres because it's so hard to like just step outside your comfort zone. More hard than it should be. Like, it should not be that hard, but for me, I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to my comfort genre. Thank you. Don't mind me over here reading my contemporary books. Check. Next on the list is happy endings, which honestly, I like realistic endings. I can't be alone here. The realistic endings club. Can't check it. Next. When a character who had a lot of really rough plot points gets to be happy at the end. Oh, this depends. I feel like it really just depends on the situation. Because again, I just like the realistic endings. Like, if it makes sense for them to have a happy ending, I'm all for it. But if it makes sense for them to kind of still be in the rough at the end, then I prefer that. I don't think I can click this one. Not me just over here being like, I love tragic endings, but like, I love tragic endings. What does that say about me? Big confession scenes? Yeah, again, I could care less. If it's romance, it's a pass for me. Finding amazing fan art of a book you love. Yes, there have been times when I've been scrolling on Twitter just minding my own business and I scroll upon some amazing fan art of a book that I've read and loved and my jaw just drops to the floor and I'm like, frick! And I go to pick it up to put it back into place and I just can't put it back into place, so I have to go to the doctor and be like, yo, can you put this job back in place because I can't? And when the doctor is like, what the heck did you do? I have to embarrassingly be like, I stumbled upon some fan art that just shook me to my core and dropped my jaw to the floor. Anyway, that was my long-winded way of saying, yes, I do love finding amazing fan art of a book I love. Making fan art of a book you love. No, I do not do art. Art does not do me. We are not a happy family. Reading fan fiction. Honestly, I respect fan fiction, but I've never really, like, engaged with it. Maybe I should start engaging with it. I don't know. Is there any Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children fan fiction out there? Because, like, I might be into it, but, like, I can't check it because I don't actively read fan fiction. Next one is writing fan fiction for a book / series you love. Never done it. I have had dreams of books that I read that felt like fan fiction. Does that count? No, it doesn't count. Sliding the books out of a box set. Ooh, what's even more satisfying is when like you can actually get the books back into the box set. I've had paperback box sets that are like so difficult to get the paperbacks back in. I have to like take a hammer and like woo woo woo. That just hurt so many of you. I know. I was joking. I don't ever take a hammer to my books, but like wouldn't be opposed to doing it if it works. I'm just saying. saying. Check. When you find out 2 of your favorite authors are co-writing a book. Yes, that would be amazing, but I don't think that I've had 2 of my favorite authors collaborate on anything. Thinking. Yeah, I don't think so. But that would be dope. I'd be into it. I'd freak out. Can't check it though. When an anthology announcement comes out and you love every author featured, oh yes, you can count me in for that. Meeting an author in person. Oh, honestly, it depends on the situation, how the situation goes, because there's been times when it's been great and I've had great experiences. But then there are times when I leave a conversation that I've had with an author and I have anxiety because I'm like, what did I say? How dumb was I? Could they tell that I was sweating because I was so nervous talking to them? How many times did I stutter while talking to them? Could they tell that I was trembling because I was so nervous talking to them? Just all those things just run through my mind after meeting the person that it just like taints the situation in my mind. We love anxiety, right? No, we do not. Anxiety can just take a situation and make it something so much more than it actually is, and it just kills me. It kills me. Ah! But I am gonna check this one because there have been some great experiences that I've had that I will never forget. Attending a book event, whether in person or virtual. Yes, I will never say no to a book event. Especially once all this COVID stuff is over, I will be going to every book event that I can get to. Trust me on that. I've been so deprived of all the book events. I miss my bookish people. I miss seeing authors. I miss being surrounded by books. Check. Reorganizing your shelves. Personally, it is a pain in my butt. It's not fun for me. It takes way too long. I overanalyze every book that I put next to each other. I'm hardly ever satisfied with the outcome. It makes me realize how many unread books I have, and it just reminds me of how much money I spend on books. Not that that's a bad thing. This is my life. I chose this life for myself, but it still reminds me when your library hold finally comes in. See, here's the deal. I get really impatient, so like I'll put something on hold at the library, but it'll be like a 6-week wait, so 1 week into it, I'm buying the book. I can't wait for 6 weeks. I don't think so. Do you know who I am? I have no self-control and I have no shelf control. That was a bad joke. So when the library hold finally comes in, I'm more so sad that I didn't wait it out for that book to come in and that I caved and bought the book. Putting a bookmark in place when you finish a chapter. Yes, I'm typically even more proud of myself when I'm actually using a bookmark and not a receipt. Because why have bookmarks when I'm just using freaking receipts? Check. When your favorite book / series gets a special edition. Yep, I am trash for the special editions. I know that they're not that special, and I know that typically they're just there for looks, but I buy into that. If you're gonna put out a freaking beautiful edition of a book that I love, take my money, honey. Check. When a book is announced that sounds like everything you've ever wanted. Yeah, but then there are the times when you read it and it's not everything you wanted it to be. Why do I keep going into such a negative place? Like I literally am just like, yeah, but it could also suck. Like, what's wrong with me today? Am I Eeyore? When there's an author's note. I rarely ever read author's notes. Does that make me a bad person? I don't know. Maybe I should start reading them, but like typically I just don't care. Unless I like really freaking love the book, then I will read it. But if I'm just like okay about it, then I don't really care. Ooh, that makes me sound bad, huh? I'm just being honest. Can't click it. Signed books. Yep. When you take the dust jacket off of a hardcover and there's a cool design underneath. Oh yeah, I honestly am at the point where like if I take the dust jacket off and there's nothing there, I get really disappointed. Like I get really sad. I'm like, the potential for there to be a cool design on this hardback. Ooh, check. When a character from an author's previous book has a cameo in their new book. Oh, yes. This honestly makes me way too happy when this happens. There's something about it that can just like feel like home. Like you're in a new book, you're in a strange place, but then these characters pop up that you're familiar with and you're like, oh, that reminds me of this book that I loved. That is just such a comforting feeling. I love it. Check. When you're reading something that makes you laugh out loud in public. I wouldn't like for that to happen because then it's gonna bring the attention of people around me. And I don't want the attention of people around me. Like if I'm reading, don't look at me. I just feel like if I'm laughing or crying while reading a book out in public, like somebody's gonna come up to me and be like, why is that making you cry? Or why is that making you laugh? I don't want to tell you. I'm not here to have a conversation. This is not a conversation starter. This is me reading a book. The book is a barrier between you and me. I'm not here to talk to you. I am here to read. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's bad to talk to people, but when I'm reading, I'm on a mission. I'm not checking it. Bookshelves with sliding ladders. The dream. If you've achieved that dream already, you're on another level. I want to be on your level. Someday I will be on your level. Check. When the edges of the pages are painted / sprayed. And finally, the last one. Reading. Yeah. I love that that's the last one. That should have been number 1, but like, we'll take it. Okay, it's time for my results. You checked 34 of 50 on the list. Wait, exactly 34 of 50? For real? What are the odds that I clicked exactly 34 out of 50 of these and the quiz title is, if 34 out of 50 of these bookish things give you a boost of serotonin, then you're 100% a bookworm. I don't know why that like has me so shook, but like that's crazy. that I picked exactly 34. That's wild. You're an extreme bookworm. You're probably the bookworm who gets tagged in every book-related post acquaintances and friends find, because books are such a big part of your life. It's true. I'm kind of sad I didn't get 50 out of 50, but we'll accept this for what it is. Alright guys, we have confirmed my role as a book lover. I am 100% a bookworm, 34 out of 50 to be exact. I'm going to leave a link to the quiz down below in the description. Be sure to go and take the quiz and then come back and tell me how many out of 50 you got. I'm very curious. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you guys would like to see me do more of these quizzes in the future. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye. Yo, gotta push the table in front of me. Yo.